Hey everybody, good evening. It's Ellen at Crazy for You. And I am still dorking with this whole new setup. I hope that it is showing up on YouTube and on Facebook. So if you are on either of those or both of those, please tell me. The other thing I'm looking for is I want to make sure that I have the whole screen used. Ugh, everything is just a little bit different, as I said, but it's good. So, how's everybody doing tonight? I just got back from a nice little vacation I had with my brother and sister-in-law in Massachusetts. It was very, very fun. They live up off they live in Connecticut, but I was visiting them on their little place in Martha's Vineyard, which is such a beautiful little paradise kind of thing. It's just really wonderful. Um, so anyway, I wanted to tell you that, but I'm very concerned about this being live. So if you're there, please tell me. All right, I can see a lot of you there. Not seeing it on YouTube. If you are on YouTube, I want to make sure everything's good. Hang on. Stream. Hang on just a second. It is good, right? Yes. Okay, well, I hope we are all on YouTube. I'm not seeing anybody commenting on YouTube. So if you're there and you're on YouTube, please say hey. I would love to see you just to set my mind at ease that I'm actually going to the right channel. As I said, this is all new and different for me. I used to use a different streaming software, but it got prohibitively expensive. And I switched to this other one, which is more affordable, but it's just a little bit more challenging. Anyway, it takes a little more technical chops than I have gotten yet, but I'm getting there. Anyway, I missed you guys last week. While I was on vacation, I did not do a live, and I realized on Wednesday at 7 o'clock that I wasn't visiting with you. And I swear it was sort of sad. I missed you. So, but I'm back and that was fun. So we have coming up, a bunch of us with the shop are going to Great Britain on the I'm leaving on the 13th, so we will have to have something recorded for that particular week. So I'm looking forward to that. If you have a thought about what you would like to see that week, or if there's a video you'd like me to make, please let me know, and I'll be happy to include that in my thought process for what we'll have recorded that week. Um, yeah, so we just wrapped up our Labor Day sale. That was fun. We moved a lot of summer yarns, but there are also some yarns that are discontinued completely. And I do not like to have any discontinued yarns on my shelf. Lovely little store that we stopped at when I was up in Massachusetts. And it's very cute, but I was surprised to see some yarns that I know have been discontinued for more than 10 years on her shelf at full price. So that is just not what we're about. So as soon as a yarn is discontinued or a color has been discontinued, I just put it in our sale bin and mark it at 40% off. And if you didn't see the newsletter go out, those yarns are still on sale. So Noro Yukata, Noro Kampe Ito, Noro Haru Itu, um, Noro Natsumeki, and a lot of those were featured in the most recent Noro magazine. So those are on sale on the website, and you can look at the sales stuff and our last newsletter, the newsletter that went out last Monday. You can link to those, and you can still see those. So those are still on sale. And we also have some odd lots, like if I have fewer than a sweater quantity of yarn in a color, I usually put that at 40% off. So those are on there too. So those are available if you didn't have a chance to get into the store for the Labor Day sale. So don't miss out, because those goodies are, when they're gone, they are absolutely gone. Yeah, so, but that's summer, and it is so quickly moving into fall, isn't it? I am I was shocked at how the weather had turned up there. Now, granted, it's much more northerly. And I have to tell you, a lot of times we look at these patterns, especially Rowan patterns, that are summer patterns, but they're like long sleeved cotton sweaters or whatever. And you're thinking, oh my gosh, I would never wear that in the middle of August or even the end of August. But up there, it's definitely cool enough to wear something like that, kind of have it around your shoulders during the day. And then in the evening, you totally want to put that on. So it made me kind of think about how fall is coming and coming so much more quickly than I had realized. Normally, we get our Rowan launch in the 1st of September, but it's not going to be until the 1st of October this year. But not to worry, because I have planned something really, really fun that I want to share with you guys. Any guesses what it is? Tell me if you have any guesses what it is, and I would love to hear what you have to say. Well, you're not going to guess, so I'm going to tell you. I am doing like a capsule knitting wardrobe, and I'm going to be rolling that out over the next few weeks. And it's going to be 3 sweaters, 2 accessories, and a layering item. So if you saw the most recent newsletter that went out that featured in the blog post, kind of talked about this, but it featured the quadrangle wrap, which is such a cute, cute design by Church Mouse Yarns. Let me show you that here. Whoops, that's not it. And this is it. Okay, so isn't that adorable? So it's this great shape of garment. Um, it's like a square with a kind of a split in it. Let's see if there's any, let me see if we've got in the any of the projects people have. So here you go. So you see how it's a square, but it's a really more of a diamond with this one edge open. And that makes it just so incredibly beautiful to wear. And it's knit in um, Rowan felted tweed and kid silk case. So I had so much fun putting, ooh, Chris Guy says, I'm on YouTube. The sound is clear, but it's off with the video. Oh no. I'm sorry. I'm not sure why that is. I hate that. It might be that I'm streaming and it's just not caught up, but um, I'm sorry. That's part of the reason that I moved away from the old streaming software, because I thought this would give me less lag. So I hope it's not a problem. Anyway, maybe it'll be better on the recording. So anyway, I apologize. But this is the quadrangle wrap, and I kitted it up in several kind of basic key colors. Let me show you what we've got here. So they show it in this clay color and then also in a charcoal. And I thought, okay, well, those are pretty, so we will duplicate those, but I wanted to do some other colors. So let me show you what I put together. The first one is this, which is, close this out. Okay, so this is what's called copper. This is a beautiful kind of rust color, which I like. So, when you see it was so much fun putting these together, you guys. A strand of the felted tweed and the kid silk haze, they're just made to go together, and they really do look so pretty. So we had so much fun playing with the colors on this. So this is the copper, and this is a ginger colored felted tweed, and it goes with this one that's, kind of similar in color, but it just sort of softens it a little bit, makes it a little more rust. But you could also do same base. You could make it sort of more burnt orangey. This is, I don't know if it looks orange to you, but this is definitely, a rusty orange, which I think looks really nice. And a lot of people really love this color. I'm thinking about you, Sigrid. She loves this color. So another one that we had put together is camel. So this is camel colored felted tweed with the coordinating kid silk haze. And you're definitely going to get the base yarn, but the kid silk haze is going to really have a lot of impact on this because the felted tweed is kind of fine. So I thought that was a pretty one. This is camel. And this is, of course, the color shown, which is charcoal, which is dark, and then this kind of a dark steel gray, which I think is super pretty. And that's the one that if you order charcoal, this is what you'll get. So I also did just a regular gray because it's just a nice basic. You know, this is a garment that you're going to knit and wear a whole lot. You know, you're going to wear it all the time. I sort of see this as one of those accessories that is a nice transitional piece. You know, it's September, you don't need a coat, you don't need a sweater, but you can just pull this on. It's a little something over your shoulders, you can wrap it up. It's also very dramatic looking. So I love that. All right, and this one is wine. Very pretty. This has been very popular. And then this one, I don't have the Kid Silk case for because we sold out of this color today. This is called Plum. This is the bilberry felted tweed, and it goes with a really pretty kind of purpley red Kid Silk case. Very lovely. So these are the colors that are available on the website as a kit. And you can absolutely see them there. And if you're interested, the whole kit comes with the pattern and everything. And I think a lot of us are going to be doing this because it's really easy, mindful kind of knit. It's the sort of thing that I'm going to be taking with me on our trip to Great Britain because I don't want to have to be thinking. I just want something that I can knit on the plane. It's nice, it's light, very pretty. So Rose likes the slate blue. Is that the dark one, Rose? The darker one? I think, or the lighter gray. I think that's really, oh, the mid-tones. Yeah, that's beautiful, isn't it? So nice. So thank you, Mary, for being here, and Eveline and Chris and Diane and Rose. I appreciate your staying. So as I said, it's so much fun for me to play with colors, especially when they're two of my favorite yarns like felted tweed and kid silk haze. This is why I carry every single color of felted tweed and every single color of kid silk haze, because you don't think that you need that many, and some of the colors are so close, it's kind of hard to tell them apart. But honestly, there's always something a little bit, you know, a little bit richer, a little more red, a little more purple, a little more cool, a little more warm. And getting just the right color is really a lot of fun. Um, so Judy says, "Hi, Ellen. I was just about to go to bed and you popped up on my notifications. Are you showcasing the new Rowan Magazine 78? Not yet, Judy. I promise I will be. I will not even be receiving that until late in this month. But it is out. I do know what's in there and it is fabulous. And I promise you're going to be excited about it because there's a lot of new things coming. So I will be. And so look for that later this month. I'm going to ask when I can showcase that. And if I can do it before October 1st, I absolutely will. But I promise that you're going to like it. Okay, so back to these colors that I had so much fun putting together. All right, this one is, let me get my glasses. This one is, I can't remember what the name of this one is, 231, but it's this beautiful violet purple. Look at that with that kid silk haze. Isn't that so yummy? Oh, I just love that. And this is probably not, it's probably not one of your more basic colors, but if this is a color that really suits your skin and looks beautiful on you, I would highly recommend making something like that because this is a dramatic wrap and people are going to remember it. So making something that's a little bit dramatic and stands out and just makes your skin and your hair and your complexion look like $1,000,000, absolutely recommend doing that. And If I showcase something tonight that you're not sure about or whatever, call me. I have these all written down and I'll try to put them in the description later on, but you know how that is. Takes time. So here's another one that I think is really pretty. This is kind of a basic that a lot of people might really like. And this is this Kids Okays is called drab. Don't you love that? But it's not drab. It's actually this beautiful kind of soft olive color. I love this. I think it's gorgeous. So this would make a very nice one. If this is a good color for you, can I wear this color? I think maybe. Anyway, I like this a lot. And I think that's really pretty. That's a nice one. Ooh, I know this is going to be really popular. I may add this to the kit thing. Look at this teal. So gorgeous, right? There are so many kind of teal aqua tones. There's turquoise, there's duck egg. I mean, there's probably 4 yarns that are really close to this color, and they all look really nice with this color of teal Kids Okays. So really, really pretty. Isn't that gorgeous? This is just calling to me for sure. I guess there's a pink one that I can do, but I haven't really thought about. Now, this is another one that I think would look beautiful on my friend Beth. This is a little more blue than this purple one that I showed before, but they're both lovely, soft, kind of lavender. I guess this is more periwinkle, and this is more lavender. This one's a little warmer, a little more pink in it. And this one's maybe a little cooler. So I think this is also very beautiful. They don't put the names on there, but the names are so appealing. So that's pretty. Let's see. Oh yeah. Okay. So here is another one that I thought was nice. This is a little different than the red one that I had before. This is called Rage. I don't know why it's called Rage. It's not really red. It's more of a burgundy red. This is a little bit more of a purpley red. So do you see the difference here? I think this is called Tawny, and this looks really pretty with the burgundy. So just a slight shift in the, in the tone of the 2 yarns. So this is the same, I have the same Kids Okays with them, but, it would give you a different look if you used this more purpley one than if you used this red one. Gonna be close, but not exact, right? And oh, for those of you who love blue, I think this is a pretty combination. Actually, there are 3 blues that I thought would be absolutely gorgeous with this shade of Kids Okays. I think this is called Heavenly. Might be. If it's not Heavenly, it's close to Heavenly. But look at these 3 blues that you could use with the Heavenly. This, of course, is your more obvious pick. It's very similar in color. This is a nice one because this is the same gray that we're using for the gray here. But with this blue Kids Okays, it's going to be gray, but it's going to have more of a blue cast, right? And then this is the alabaster with the blue, which I thought would be really pretty. Do you see how the alabaster has that little bit of white in there? Very pretty. I think this is alabaster. It's either alabaster or clay. I will look it up and I will put it in the description. So it'll be fun, right? Okay, so those are the colors of Felted Tweed and Kids Okays that you could do for the quadrangle wrap. And that's kind of an interesting on sizing. So if you decide that you're going to make this, what they want you to do is they want you to measure your wingspan and choose a size that is close to your wingspan. Now, many of you already know that your wingspan is roughly the same distance as your height. So if you don't have a tape measure handy or a friend to measure you, you can just choose the size that's closest to your height. Right? So if you're shorter, you're going to need a slightly smaller size. If you're taller, you're going to need a larger size, which is different from a lot of the ways that we look at patterns. So you can see here as we're going through. So she's wearing a very generously sized one here. And then the other one is this one on the right is a little less generously sized. So those are actually two different ones. So it's going to be a little bit longer the larger that you make it. It's not about how, how big around you are. So think in terms of your height as a means of choosing it versus your kind of your girth. Okay. So, all right, what else did I want to tell you? Oh, we have set our date for the Rowan tea. As I mentioned, Rowan is not launching until October 1st, and we will receive our stuff probably at the end of October. And I want to give myself a little bit of time. So we are planning our Rowan tea. The date's been set, and we've already sold a lot of the seats there for October 11th. That's a Saturday, and it's going to be at the hotel in Leonardtown. So as you know, we moved to a new space, and really all that we lost in the new space was the event space that we'd had. And I think it's probably better because we don't hold events every day. So I have a lovely relationship with the folks at the hotel in Leonardtown, and they have a gorgeous meeting space. If you were at the retreat, you know this, or at the Arne and Carlos, or any of the other things where I used that, where they have a great big AV projection system, and they have just lovely, lovely space in there for us to have even more people at our tea. So we have a little bit more room in there. I'm not going to make it too big. I'm still going to limit this size because I think it's nicer if it's a little more intimate, but it's going to be really special. And I did for our people who are traveling to Great Britain next month, I did for the locals, I did a little tea, an afternoon tea at my home. And I learned something about vegan tea food. So if you are vegan and or if you have like alpha gal or any of those kinds of things, I know how to accommodate you, and I'm absolutely going to do that. So I know that that was really fun and very well received. So we're going to have that at this tea on October 11th. And that's a really special time because it's really the first look that you have at the Rowan magazine. The new yarns will all be there, all of the books, everything. And I have 5 samples from Rowan that I got that I am so excited to share with you because they're just beautiful. And I'm working on another one. I have my yarn here. I'm working on my little swatch. Maybe I'll take that to Great Britain with me too. I don't know. We'll just have to see. But everybody who attends the tea gets a copy of the new Rowan magazine, which is very nice, and other little goodies. If you cannot attend the tea in person, not to worry. We are putting together, as we always do, an afternoon tea box, a Rowan afternoon tea box that includes the magazine and a scone mix. And we have a little mug in there and some other delicious goodies that I think you'll really enjoy. So even if you can't be here physically for the Rowan tea, you can enjoy it from the comfort of your own home. And I might see if I can get a little maybe a little surprise Zoom from one of our friends at Rowan to pop in on a particular day for our Rowan tea goers. And we can have kind of a little event like that. That might be fun. What do you think? Tell me in the chat if that would be really fun. All right. Yes. Rose says, yes, both are great Rowan staple yarns. They are. They're the best. They're their 2 top sellers. I know they're my 2 top sellers. And I don't know if it's because I carry every color or we use them a lot. They're just so versatile. You're welcome, Judy. I know you're in England and it's midnight there. Oh my goodness. Wow. Well, you get yourself a good night's sleep. Hi, Nancy. Nice to see you. Of course, always nice to see everybody. Okay, so that is about the Rowan tea, whether you're in person, and I hope you are, or you're enjoying a Rowan tea box at your own home. I'm also thinking about putting together a tea box gift for people who are not knitters. So a lot of times it's fun to send somebody a pretty little gift So I'm putting together an afternoon tea box where instead of the Rowan magazine and the yarn, they would get a pretty little book on afternoon tea and another couple little goodies that would round that out. And they could enjoy that with you. So if you have friends who are not knitters but are tea drinkers, look for that as well, because that will just be called the afternoon tea box. And I think that's going to be really special. Um, the other thing, while we're on the topic of Rowan and felted tweed and how beautiful that is, we are planning for our 2026 temperature blanket. That has been so successful. It started, I guess, a couple years ago, and last year we put out wasn't last year wasn't the first year. No, last year was the second year. This year it's going to be even more special. I'm getting for the people who pre-order, I'm going to have little leather logo tags with the year on there. So everybody who pre-orders or orders by a certain date is going to get one of those logo tags in there because I'll have them specially made that and that will make it really, really special. I think super nice. But I wanted you to have a chance to see the two color palettes that we're considering. So I had in my head a color palette, and Nicole, who is on the team and also Tea Time Fibers hand dyer, had a palette in her head. So I wanted to share those both with you. I showed them in the newsletter, and and they're also in the blog, a link where you can vote. And the link to vote is actually in the description of this video, so you can vote. But I did want to show you this image so that you can get it. So what do you think about this? Okay, so these are the two images. The one on the left is image one, and the one on the right is image two. These are kind of obviously cooler colors, and these are warmer colors. So if you have time to um, go to the link in the description and click on that and cast your vote. I think it's fun to see, you know, so we're only going to be offering one of the color palettes as our official offering. But as always, if you want us to put something special together for you, we are happy to do that. There's nothing I like more than playing with color. Last year, I put together a very special temperature blanket kit for one of my customers who lives in Texas, and she was just thrilled because the colors that we had in last year's kit were all very kind of cool and sort of purpley and mauve and beautiful. But if those aren't your colors and you don't love that, it's sort of hard to face that 365 days in a row. So whatever color we decide to go with, if you want something different, please let us know. We are happy to put that together because the temperature blanket is a wonderful, wonderful project. It makes a great Christmas gift if you tell your significant others or your family, hey, I'd really like to get the temperature blanket kit for Christmas. That's something they can order and have for you, and you'll be so happy on Christmas morning. And it's a gift that you'll enjoy all year long because it's just 2 rows every day. So it's sort of a nice meditative practice at the end of each day to sit down, look at what the high temperature was, and just work 2 rows across, you know, a row down and a row back. It's just knitting. I think for the blanket, it's like 300 stitches. So you go down your 300 stitches and you come back and you knit your 300 stitches. And it's just some time for you to sit and kind of either zone out and just really chill, or to reflect on the great things that happened during the day, or, you know, just to spend some time with some loved ones and enjoy that. So anyway, I think the temperature blanket is great, and I'm going to be doing them one this year. All right, so let's see. Rose likes the seafoam on the left. Diane likes the warmer colors. I think it is going to kind of come down to, do you like the warmer? Do you like the cooler? And who knows? Maybe we will do. Maybe we will offer two. It's going to have to see. Tell me also in the chat. Would you find it? Would you find it disconcerting to have two different color options? Would you like to have two color options, or do you feel like that would be too confusing? So anyway, I would be interested in hearing that because I hate to disappoint anybody, you know? So that's just me. So anyway, what else did I want to tell you? All right. I think that's all I can cram into our evening together tonight. But it's been super nice to be back with you. Thank you so much for joining me. I love it when you're here live and when you comment and let me know that you're there. But if you are watching after the fact, welcome. If you have a comment or a thought, please put it in the comments. I respond to every single comment. I read them all. And I always try to respond, but do take a minute to look at the temperature blanket options, cast your vote. If you are interested in the quadrangle wrap, there's a link to the kits there. And as always, you know, you can reach out to me either on the comments there, or you can call a shop, or, you know, you can email us hello@crazyforyou.com, and we will absolutely get back to you and work with you on the phone or over FaceTime to figure out something that's just perfect for you. But I think having a warm and a cool, it might be a really good idea. Yeah. So if you are already subscribed, thank you so much. I'm very excited because I am almost to my goal of 10,000 subscribers. You don't know how long I've had that goal. I think we're at, let's see, 9,700. Let's see, 9,719. So if you have friends who are knitters that are not already subscribed to that channel, please share the channel with them and ask them to subscribe, because I know it's a vanity metric. I know it doesn't mean anything, but I really want to have that. So that would be great if you would do that. Let's see. Diane says she doesn't think there would be a problem with two colors. Lena loves the warm. So yeah, so maybe we will do. If it's split half and half, we absolutely will. So until then, as I said, subscribe to the channel. If you enjoyed this particular video, give it a thumbs up, give me a comment, and share it with a friend or family member that knits or that doesn't, if you are interested in getting that temperature blanket or a quadrangle wrap as a Christmas gift or sometime before. So until next week, keep knitting and create something.